Any more thoughts about who you might marry?
I ain't doing that again. I had 2 marriages. It just cost the studio a lot of money to bust them up.
Well, we had to have those annulled. One was to a minor mob figure.
Vince was not minor.
And Buddy Flynn was a band leader with a long history of narcotic use.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were both louses.
Well, Grandma, what did you think of Hail Caesar, the Joel and Ethan Coen brothers, sort of tribute, you might say, to old Hollywood?
Is that what you'd call it, a tribute?
I would think so. Set in early 50s Hollywood.
I didn't realize it was a Coen Brothers production until the end. I was aware of the preview we had seen, but somehow that has escaped me. What did I think of it? I thought it was very unusual. It was unlike anything that we've seen. It alternated for me between a comedy and between a serious film, and then a comedy and then a serious film. And then just when I thought I was appreciating the serious part, here there was something so ridiculous that I had to laugh about it. So it was very different, kind of challenging, but I thoroughly enjoyed the entire thing. And the Coen brothers were able to persuade quite a few very good actors to appear in this film.
They always do.
And to, a little scene here, and that was it. That was their contribution to the film. I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I have always appreciated George Clooney in his roles. This one was so slapstick, so far out there,
You can see what attracted him to it, right?
I know. I thought, oh, George, you are so brave. Because
well, let's tell a little bit about the story. Again, he plays a big movie star in this studio who gets kidnapped, and
holds up the production of the movie, which is very expensive. And
the central character of the movie is the head of the studio, and that is only one of the many different problems that he has to deal with in just a couple of days worth of
we follow him
following
in about 2 days,
right.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he has so much to do, so many crises to deal with, so many people to deal with, so many situations.
Right.
One of the things I liked particularly was the sound stages, when they would go from one sound stage to another.
Well, the whole production design was just fabulous.
Oh, I thought so too.
It gave them an opportunity to sort of stretch their artistic ability a bit, and basically make a lot of different movies in one movie, sort of, because you would go to different sets. They were in the middle of some different movie. Every one of them, different from the one that they left, and they were all really, really well done.
I thought so. Very well done. The 50s ethos was there again for us. He was trying to quit smoking. Our lead character, not making much of a success of it. He was trying to be a family man as well as the head of this very large studio that had this big production, Hail Caesar, on this kind of deadline. So when his main character is kidnapped, how do you deal with this? This is outside the venue of his usual day of crises. This is something totally different. He just deals with it like he does all the other crises.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not out of his skill set.
It's not,
I
certainly
mean, his skill is
$100,000.
handling all these problems.
He knows who to call, get the money, get it, to the place where it's supposed to be. Just another crisis in a whole, 24 hours or 27 hours or whatever hours set of crises on this movie set. I thoroughly enjoyed the film, the whole film. From what you said, I think you probably enjoyed it too.
It was really, really well done. The writing was just fabulous. Again, it's hard to well, I'd say hard. It's easy to like it. There's so many
things to like.
I mean, I have a hard time thinking of where to start. I mean, again, the acting is all very, very good, but again, it's the writing that they have such an ear for dialogue, and they're able to really just come up with just very, very interesting scenes and situations. You really did not know from one scene to the next what was going on, what was going to happen. You see so many movies that are very predictable, and
Not
you
this
sort of
one, no.
and you know what's going to happen. And this one, you had no idea, and it was just
Something new popped
it
up.
it
right
had
then.
you on the edge of your seat almost, just to what is going to happen next. And again, it was just fascinating to watch and to continue through this whole movie. You almost didn't want it to end because it just kept going with really fascinating scene after fascinating scene. And again, as you sort of pointed out, again they're different in tone a lot of the time.
Yes.
They would go from one type of scene to another type, and again each one of them was very on point. It was not.
We need to take this situation seriously, and then all of a sudden we have this slapstick comedy again.
Yeah, again, and there was all enjoyable,
All
all
it was.
worked,
Yes.
and it's just amazingly well done.
The Coen brothers do the writing too.
Yes, they
I'll
produced,
tell you.
wrote it, and directed it. Again, they do that on pretty much all their films. It just goes to show you again how well it was written. It would be very easy to just focus on the George Clooney character. I mean, George Clooney's part wasn't all that much bigger than anybody else in the movie. They
No,
were
really wasn't.
all these different parts of this studio that the studio head Josh Brolin played and was again going to and handling over and over again to these different areas. And again, they were all well done, and again, all woven together into a real cohesive movie. Again, it's not like they were all sort of separate and they didn't sort of go together. They all went together very well. And
I enjoyed the movie very much, and I hope the Coen brothers do it again.
another
Well,
part two.
not like if they produce a quality film like this every time, I will look forward to their next production.
Their movies are always very
This one.
interesting, and this is again, and they're often again very different from each other. They don't make
Right.
the same movie twice.
Obviously, this one's different.
So,
from
what's
all the
your
others.
final
My
evaluation
yes,
there?
2 thumbs. Yes, 2 thumbs. Go and see this film. You will enjoy it. It was very much fun.
Yes.
It was.